Ah, the French.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat. Welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be back with y'all today, and I hope you're doing well. Good to see a Kit, good to see a Brayherd, good to see a Gale, good to see a Bad Rocks, good to see a Tantalus. And Kit, congratulations, you have won the crown of Firstendom. This means you are the first to face the vampire. You lead the charge. We'll follow after you. I'm sure everything will be fine. And Gale, 41-month resub. Thank you for the support. Infinityth. I don't even know how to count that high. Yeah, it's more than 3. And Love, good to see you. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day. Gonna be keeping up with Aria of Sorrow today. Platelets of or Polka of Platelets. Shout out to Hope for the great name. I don't think we'll beat this today, but we might. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Depends on how the bosses treat me. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's dive on into it. So last time we made it to the arena. I went and I fought a boss and I got my teeth kicked in. So we're going to go the opposite direction. Uh-oh, a prediction. There's this way. We can't get that way because we can't jump high enough yet. Ow! I didn't mean to step off the stairs. I wanted to be on the stairs. There we go. There's a way up over here that we did not even try last time that I want to try. Oh, it's a big Minotaur. Oh, this just connects to that room that... Wait. Oh, but this is a secret area. Oh, interesting. So what did we just get? Leviton. It's not as powerful as Balmung, so... We're gonna stick with Balmung. Would it be ethical to eat Minotaur? We just got tasty meat out of that one Minotaur. I don't think it would. Oh, that was baloney. Okay, well, this was all a dead end. So that's cool. So, yeah, it really does look like... either fighting Balmung, or there's a spot we could go down in the water? Yeah, let's go that way. Or we're not fighting Balmung. Balmung is the weapon I have. What am I saying? Ow. Boy, things are going poorly. So we're gonna need Skula. I'm gonna need to use a potion or something. I use a couple potions. They're cheap. I can get more of them. Okay, that was a little underwhelming. I was hoping that that would be more of an area. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out options here. So there's like that long corridor directly above us with a door down into a room. Maybe we should try there. We can teleport pretty close to there. just have to make it through the room of mistakes again. Ow. Real Father Evan defeat Dracula. Probably not, given the fact that I have to get the certain souls. That's the most annoying part of this game. But you never know. But may as well stop in and save since I got some levels and get a heal out of it. Don't influence the Jambles! I'm just being transparent with the Jambles. Plus, I didn't set the Jambles up. And down we go. So this all connects here. I hate the needles. They're more just obnoxious than anything else, but still. Oh. Oh, I forgot this enemy exists, and I hate it. Rahab's sword. Is Rahab in the Bible? Sword of Ice. Well, that's cool, but that was also a bit more of a bust than I had hoped. Again, I thought maybe there might be more to that area. I think I just have to go fight this boss. A jig of joy. Is that what you do, during the Easter Alleluia proclamation? Yeah, Craig. Do a little jig of joy at the altar. Apparently the word jig yeah, Quacksplat. Yeah, I don't know, but never underestimate the ability of people to turn a seemingly innocent word into a bad one. Yeah, Squirrel dropped a whole bunch of subs the other day. It was very generous. Poison. It doesn't do small amounts of incremental damage like any other Castlevania or game in general. No, it just lowers your strength. Oop, whoops. Accidentally activated the time powers. Oh, that's okay. All right. Let's play this boss a little smarter. To be fair, last time I faced this boss was at the end of stream, so I was like... Oh. Ow. This is a rough start. Oh, and I was by the starting area. I should have bought some potions. I wonder if I can go back far enough. I probably can't. No. But I can restart the fight, so... Don't do things that cause you to ow. Yeah, well... Good life advice in general. The problem is he has just this really weird hitbox. It's just his one eye. But it's a little jankier than you might think. Ow! Oh, why are his hands so fast? Do have no. Oh, I need to put Headhunter on. That'll give me a little bit more defense, at least. Oh, phase 2. I timed that one poorly. I didn't realize how low on health I was. We did it! And we only had to slightly rewind time and cheat. If I'd been paying attention, it would have been fine. Giant bat! Okay, that's actually huge. First try. Yeah, more like bird, but...
Oh. Jay, what's wrong? You look pale. Don't worry. Just now, all my memories came flooding back.
What?
It seems that your dark power triggered the return of my memories, just like I guessed. I have quite an extensive history with Dracula. I thought so. My real name is Julius Belmont.
He's a Belmont? Who could have seen this coming?
But I am a descendant of the clan that has fought against Dracula for ages. And the person who destroyed Dracula in 1999 was... Yes, it was me. But there were others who assisted me. So if Dracula is revived then, just as written in the prophecy, then I must destroy him. It is my destiny. You haven't met a man named Graham, have you? Graham? Oh, you mean the missionary, right? I met him a little while ago, but when he saw my face, he turned and ran. He told me that he was Dracula. I did sense Dracula's powers at work within him, but it's difficult to believe that he's Dracula. Rather, I think, no, forget it. It's nothing more than a hunch. What, huh? Assuming that he is Dracula, I won't be able to kill him yet. Why not? I need my weapon.
But he could not get weapon.
Your weapon? Yes, it is a whip that was handed down to me. It's called Vampire Killer. In 1999, I sealed this castle to weaken his spirit and magical powers. That means it's in the castle somewhere. Yes, and I know exactly where it is. I'll go now and get it. All right, please be careful. Pray that my hunch proves to be wrong. Farewell for now.
Is this GBA? It is. It's on the Switch, but it was originally GBA. It's part of the GBA Castlevania. Yeah, they're good. All three of them are good. You should get the Advanced Castlevania Collection. Because you get this, Harmony of Dissonance, and... oh, what's the third one's name? Circle of the Moon. And they're all very good in their own ways. I think this is the best of the three. Yeah, they did a nice job of porting it too, so it does look a little nicer, but not like, oh, this is somehow a different game. You know, it still has that GBA kind of crunchiness. What about Portrait of Ruin? That's a DS one. That's in the, I think they call it the Dominus Collection. That has Portrait, Dawn of Sorrow, which is the sequel to this game, and Order Ecclesia, I think is the third one. Sir, I will have my prize. I do not know what it is, but I will have it. Sir, what do you mean that there is nothing at the end of this hallway? Simply Nice fave game. Nice. That is such a good one. I think that is my favorite Castlevania as well. This is a very close second. Although I do wish the PC port of Symphony, or no, what do I have it on? Maybe it's on my PS4. Anyway, whatever port I have, they updated the text, like the script. So it's not, what is a man and miserable pile of secrets, which makes me sad. It's like, that's such an iconic line. Yeah, they redid the voice acting. And, like, yeah, the translation is more accurate. I will give them that. But it's like, oh. There's something nice about the corniness. Black Cloak. Lowers my luck, but increases my defense, my intelligence. We'll put that on in a moment. We're actually going to sit here for a bit and just keep fighting this succubus because we need the succubus soul. Thank you. I'm interested in this. Yeah. So many good lines. What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets, but enough talk. How about you? I don't already have the succubus soul, do I? No. Okay. I was worried for a moment I did. We're grinding or item farming? Item farming, specifically soul farming. We need 3 specific souls to get to Dracula, and one of them is the succubus soul. And this is a really easy place to just fight a succubus over and over in a safe spot. And I have my luck turned up as much as I can, like with my items, I think. Let me see if I can up it with my armor. I don't think I can. Nope. Hey, Rick. Grinding for Chrysagrip, yeah. But Chrysagrip's not required. You know, that's the obnoxious thing about this, is it's RNG for basically the key to the final boss. We could look at this as civil service, too. I mean, look at how many succubi we're removing from existence. Yeah, Chris Grimm does break the game. But it'd be like if the gold ring and silver ring were random drops. More succubi. Keep it pyrrhic. I know. Dracula's castle. What can you say, man? You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Yes! Thank you! Drop the rare ring. Or the black cloak. Is that duck floating in the water? I think so. I guess that's Dracula's bathtub, which is in the middle of the arena, which is a weird choice. But now we have the ability to be a bat, which lets us go all sorts of places. So I think what we'll do is we'll come over this way to the teleport room. We'll go back to the start real quickly and buy some healing items. before I forget again. Is there an inverted castle? No. Go back. No inverted castle this time. In Harmony of Dissonance, they don't have an inverted castle, but they have two castles that are identical. They have to teleport between. Do I expect that to be better or worse than Sid? I'm going to leave that as an exercise to the viewer. Yeah, and they actually handle that twist. I mean, it's very... Harmony of Dissonance is a very fun game, but it very much is, we need to make Castle of the Night, or Symphony of the Night, portable. Which is fine, but... so they have the second castle, and it's like, well, with the limitations, you know, two castles with the exact same layout, but they handle it in a nice way, because what happens is you teleport deeper into the castle, and then at one point you find out there's two castles, and where you teleported was in fact the other castle. Asutsuna. Still not as powerful as Balmung. Yeah, so I'm looking at this big gray block over here. I think that's a good place to explore. So I know one area we haven't been at all that we need to go to. I'm just trying to remember how to get there. Equip the bamboo sword! Are you trying to make it a challenge run? For sure that's Dracula's weakness. Hope, do you work for Dracula? Okay. So it looks like this was a cool room for items, but... otherwise not helpful. Is that the way? I think that's the way. Kind of smack dab in the center, there's a door going up into nothingness. I think that's where we're supposed to head. So we'll try it. If Dracula was a panda, maybe. Stop in here, refill our magic. So Dracula gets a sign of dominance. Tall hammer. Tall hammer for the short kings. Oh, I'm going the long way. Oh well. There's something fun about going back to an area like this and just like one-shotting every enemy. Showing up, giant sword, being like, whoop. Okay, so down and to the right. Yeah, see, this is the room I was thinking of. Because there's a gap right there. And now everything's on fire! Its name is Final Guard. How can there be multiples of them? It can't be very final if there's multiple. Ow. 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 Gold plate. I feel like gold armor would actually be not that effective, but you know what? It's got greater defense. Would diamond armor make more sense? I mean, yes. On most hardness scale, I'm pretty sure diamond outweighs gold. Gold is a very soft metal. I know what you are. No! Let go of me. defense is based on worth. Then wouldn't diamonds still outweigh gold? Like ounce for ounce? Okay, there has to be a save point around here somewhere, right? Nope. Okay, there's a teleport spot. I'm in the capitalist class. I just level up like a Dewey. Oops, all gold. Let's be safe. No! Sir, you are breaking the social contract. You're supposed to go the far opposite direction of me. Glad I bought all those potions. Well, further up we go. Just dove off into the pit. What? No. Oh, right, this... Okay, so this connects through to where we were there. That's cool and all. Some of the jankiest physics you've ever seen. And then it just explodes. Almost got it. The first time I encountered that playing this game, I honestly thought I needed like a specific hammer or something to do it. Because it takes so long. You're like, I don't think it's working. Taps the wall and everything's gone. Yeah. Isn't that how you do renovations of your home? You just... Oh. These stairs look frighteningly familiar. Time to fight Graham.
You're too late, Soma. Dracula's power is already in my grasp. Dracula's power doesn't concern me. I came here to find a way out of the castle. With my new abilities, I can get you out of here quite easily. You, however, have some property of mine in your possession. The souls of my demons are under your control. Can I forgive such a crime? No, never. If I knew how, I'd return them all to you right here and now. Even if you return them, you have still committed the crime of stealing. Don't you know that? It's only right that thieves receive the punishment they deserve. You're one selfish jerk. You're guilty of grand theft, therefore I sentence you to death. You're insane. And as a special treat, I will deliver the punishment.
Oh, good. Only his head is his weak point. Notice he's using traditional Dracula attacks. For those of you who know your Dracula fights in Castlevania, your. The statue crying blood in the background is very Dracula aesthetic. Open cape, release projectiles. Exactly. Teleport, cape, projectile. Teleport, cape, projectile. It's a waltz. Oh, we're on phase 2. So I'm gonna use some potions.
I can't believe it. I haven't lost yet. You still don't have Dracula's power. I'll show you.
Graham, you've turned into a horrifying flesh demon. Oh no! Look at that, a weird time rift opened. Because when you get to stage 3 of a boss, and you just get one shot because of how his hands started out. I think I'm willing to rewind on that. Church decor Dracula's castle filled with enemies kind of throws you off. Because when they do Dracula's weakness. Yeah, but I think it's kind of that, ooh, aren't I so edgy sort of thing. And created in a culture where a lot of these symbols are more decor than meaningful. Yep, I did not mean to do that one legitimately. However, I want to reset to where I was. There we go. Ow. Ow. Okay.
That's not no.
Guess I'm gonna be edgy. Yeah, well, he's trying to be subversive.
Magical powers he orbs have abandoned him. The castle is weak now. The portal to your world should be opening. So what should I do? Order the castle to open the portal. It is felt your power and may obey. All right, I'll give it a try. I command you to open. Return all of us living beings where we came from. Nothing happened? Wrong. The fabric of space is beginning to tear.
Have we returned? Yes, there's no mistake. We've made it home.
Excellent. You've done well. Hey, what happened to the others? No need to worry about them. They'll be here soon enough. And the castle? Is the castle still in the eclipse? Yes. It awaits the coming of its new master. Someday someone will assume the form of Dracula again. When that time will be, I do not know.
What's wrong, Soma? We made it back home. Why the sad face?
I feel like the castle is still calling out to me. Maybe the castle is where I truly belong?
You're imagining things. We just escaped from there. You're home.
Yeah, I hope it's just my imagination. If you were ever summoned by the castle again, you can deal with it then. For now, you should rest. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Best Metroidvania player in the world? No. I don't think so. Also, I can't skip this. Was there a sequel to this one? There is. Dawn of Sorrow. It's on the DS. However, we're not done yet. We didn't defeat Dracula. How can we go to Dracula's castle and not fight Dracula? And this is why we need that third soul. Yeah, we still need the flame demon. Boss rush would be good. I think this game has a boss rush mode. A lot of them do, after you've beaten it. And you, the player, yeah, congratulations, woo! Yeah, see, boss rush. Which I would do so bad at. But now we've rewound time and we're back here. We need to go find a flame demon. And then we have to go fight Graham again. I don't know where to find said flame demon. I don't remember a basilisk looking like a chicken. Hippogriff. Perform a high jump by pressing L. Mid-jump. Quick, Soma, just smack your head against the ceiling. You can fly, but, you know, we'll give you this ability as well. Let me find where I can find a flame demon. Underground cemetery and forbidden area. Wherever that is. Okay, there is a particular line in the gospel today that I want to pull up to talk about. It's the ending. I say to you, whoever receives the one I send receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. It is a bit of a complicated causal chain, admittedly, but it is a beautiful statement of the inherent relationship and inherent missiological, that is to say, evangelizing, mission-based nature of faith. So I think a good one to, if you're involved in a ministry and you're trying to figure out what kind of impact it's making, a good one to reflect on. I kind of want to go down. There's an area there I haven't explored. I think that's in the water. Yep. And that's probably why I didn't explore it. Sorry, you're the wrong... We need the red version of you. Look, it's a room I can trivialize by being a bat. Burt Gang. Are you part of the Burt Gang chat? Oh, ups my defense, but way lowers my attack. Because this is a spike room. Oh, why? Because of the spikes. Why would you sink? Pitch black suit. Ow. Okay, maybe the high jump ability's not always a good idea to use. Okay. Up here. Ah, out of my way, Harpies. You're more obnoxious than anything else. Down, over, back. Okay, so the underground graveyard and everything, I'm guessing, has to be down. Let's see if I can find an Aria map. There's a mobile version of this game, apparently, I just learned. Okay, so Underground Cemetery is this area here at the very bottom. There's also a huge section of the castle. There's that big open area. There's stuff there that I just have not done. Immunity to petrification would actually be really nice earlier, going through, like, the clock tower. Nope, I have the wrong ability equipped. Where's my save point here? Okay, so if I go all to the next vertical room. Wait. This is what we're looking for. Sir, would you like to donate your soul? No. The ZR button is very sensitive. I have my finger, like, behind it. Yeah, let's see if we can find a good spot with a flame demon that's, like, by a door. So we can just, like, walk in and out to... make it spawn. This is where we fought Legion. Make it spawn. Is that the Castlevania for Make It Rain? It sounds kind of horrifying when you put it that way, actually. You have actually dreamed that you fought Dracula? Well, that wasn't a dream. Is it just that one flame demon that's down here? Ugh. Wait! Oh, this is actually a pretty good spot. So I need to increase my luck. More money. Yeah, rare ring. Friggin' dog bit me after the fight when I was weak. It cheated. Is that why you have lupus? Well, I'm no doctor. Oh no. Because I changed out what souls I have, I cannot beat these guys in a single hit. My favorite part of the game, just having to grind for one thing. Ow, dear. Glad we grabbed that succubus soul when we did, actually. Oh, look at that! So easy. We're just so good at the game, chat. Now we just have to fight Graham again. And then go fight Dracula. Something something pride something something fall. Never. Well, for anyone who is a believer in chat today, you might be rewarded. Faith is its own reward. Yeah, but channel points are nice too. Brilliant. Or I could go do an optional boss, I guess. Which is fascinating. There's actually like quite a few optional bosses, I guess. I do want to go buy some more health potions. The garlic parm wings. Oh. Dude, I'm fighting Dracula. You want to give me something for free? Wow, I have like no money. I'm gonna sell some stuff. Sorry, Rahab Sword, you're worth high potions. Just make sure I don't have any like better armor that I can buy here. I think I do. Soul Eater Ring's really good. That's what you really need. There's like 100% ending as well. I'm not getting that. So I can change this back to the... No, not the Crimson Cloak, the Black Cloak. Plus 10% as a tip, right, Mel? It is unfair that you two spawn right there. Start embroidering the veil. Well, that's awesome. Can't wait to see it. Might stream with the talk and so. Thank you. That's good. That sword wielding statue is supposed to stop you from going through if you don't have something, but I don't know what, because by the time I get there, I always have it. I know he's speaking Japanese, but it sounded like he said, "It's Mama Luce." It must be a Belmont. Actually, no. In fact, Soma Cruz is, Dracula. I can't believe this. How could this happen? Phase 3. Okay, that was a rock and a hard place because it'll either get zapped by lightning or get hit by the hand. Oh. Nani? I want to save as many of the high potions as I can for the actual Dracula fight. Ow. Sometimes turning around with the Balmung to attack is a little slow. No! Okay, I wasn't paying attention to how much health I had. No, this cannot be. I am Dracula. No, you're not.
What's this? Something is flowing into me. No, wait. Please stop. No! Finally, I clearly understand everything. I am Dracula. This is like a bad joke. Come on out, Aricado. I know you're here. Why did you force me to awaken? I was just fine as I was. Yes, you weren't supposed to come to this castle in the first place. Then why did you make me come here? Your soul and Dracula's magical powers are one and the same. No matter what we did, this day was destined to come. That being so, I decided to awaken you somewhere I could use my powers. Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand. Because you are now one with him, an evil spirit must be flowing into you. Yes, it started not too long ago. It's slowly filling me up. I'm doing all that I can to keep from being consumed by it. Once you have finished absorbing all of it, his powers will be yours. You will then become the evil count. I do not want to let that happen. Neither do I. I know. That's why I chose the dangerous route. The dangerous route? The evil in this spirit comes from those who seek chaos and destruction. So I need to cut off the source of the chaos influencing the spirit. Is that possible? This castle is a product of Dracula's magic. It's a spiritual world. My point is this. A stream of chaos exists within the castle's well. There's a place where only you, Dracula, can go. That's where the chaos is. I'll go. I'm not afraid. But what do I do once I get there? You'll have to stop it using your own strength. You already succeeded in reaching the throne. I'm sure you can do it. If it will make me myself again, I'll do whatever it takes. As long as my powers continue to affect the place, the flow of the evil spirit into you will be slowed down. Go quickly. I'm going. I appreciate your help.
Yeah, scene chewing. Black Panther generates shocks while you dash. Dracula's doing it. Sure, that's pretty powerful. And now I think we can change this back, so I can change that back to Headhunter. All right, let's go to that spooky dark door that we couldn't go through earlier. And I guess technically no one is right with the prediction because you don't actually fight Dracula in this one. Since you are Dracula, you fight Chaos, but it's basically this game's Dracula. Okay, so how do I get there? Honestly, probably going to the teleporting back to the start. It's where those 4 rooms are in a circle, because it's in the, floating rooms above. So everyone gets their points back? No, if I beat Chaos, I'm still going to let it count as beating Dracula, because you are essentially stopping Dracula. This is the difference between Dominicans and Paulus. Well, you know. I don't care about what they're talking about. I need potions. So I've also been playing Circle of the Moon again. That game is rough. A potion only heals you for 20. A potion in this, for record, gives you 100 health. And also there is no store in Circle. Potions are a drop, and they're not a common one. Out of my way! I have a chaos spirit to defeat to stop the Draculas. No hit run. Ugh. Yeah. I don't think I could do a no-hit run of a Castlevania game. Just like psychologically. Because, you know, maybe you make it like an hour in, you're like, yeah, and then just a Fleeman shows up, and you're just like, oh. I don't have time to do no-hit run. Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's where I'm trying to get to. And it's just a normal door, whatever. Stop! Julius. So you are the one I didn't want to believe it was true. It's true, I am Dracula. But it's not, but I'm not who you think I am. I am Dracula, but I'm not who you think I am. I must destroy Dracula at any cost. This is my destiny. No, wait! I don't want to fight against you. Nothing you can say will stop me. Prepare to die. Dude. Ow, why do you hit like a truck? I guess you have Vampire Killer, and I am the vampire. Some fancy footwork you have. Rude. Ow! Quit kicking me in the head. I'm gonna have to use the high potion. I didn't want to. What do you mean he's going Super Saiyan? was trying to jump away there, but input got eaten. Yep, that's a Belmont. Toad's Tip, that's a Belmont. He's obnoxious just like a Belmont, too. I do not remember this fight being this hard. I mean, I am bad at video games. Like, that's... also a truth, but... we did it. Stop. I've had enough. Why? Why won't you just finish me off? You took it easy on me. I could tell. The strength of a Belmont. No, the strength of a vampire hunter is greater than this. When I fought you, I felt the evil spirit within you. But there's more. I also sense Soma's spirit. And there's more than enough to stop me. I've got a favor to ask you. What is it? From here, I will set off to fight against my own fate. If I lose the battle, I'll become the reincarnation of evil. I want you to kill me. I will, I promise. Thanks. Now I can go into this battle without reservations. Farewell, my friend. Don't let me use that whip again. Welcome to the realm of chaos. It's all weird in here. I bet the bitrate loves this. Oh, come on. No. Yeah, you skeletons are cool and all, but, like, what if I just didn't? I hope I have enough healing items. I can wait, Gladiator. I can wait all day. Three, four. Hi, Mr. Bones. Is this your wild ride? Cool story, Alistair. Ow. I have no idea where I'm going. Another save point. That tells me I'm going in the right direction, I guess. Ow. Quit hitting me with your toes. I love that they're giving me all this money, and there's no way to spend it without backtracking through the entire thing. Ouch, darn fish. I'd really like to avoid using a healing item if I can at this point, just because, like, being so close to the ending, it's like, ugh. I feel like I'm going to need everything I can to defeat the Spirit of Chaos / Dracula. No, Succubus, that's okay. I'm just going to ignore you. That's a super potion. Yeah, okay. We got out. We got there. Never punished. Okay, mildly punished. I'm gonna have to use one. I don't like this. Maybe I don't. Nope, I do. I do have 2 super potions, which is nice. Ow, this is so bright. Wait, what do you mean I'm underwater here? That's a mind up? Yeah. Well, I guess final boss. Use all the mana, use the everything. Oh, it's a... Oh, Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight, you look awesome. Aesthetic, 10 out of 10. I'm leaving. What do you mean you summoned a red Minotaur? Last time you summoned, like, a little skeleton. I do like that this is a mishmash of all the different parts of the castle in, like, a completely new order. we're gonna retry this room. But like everything's here, but it's all like the wrong order. Mix up. Oh, that was mean! Introducing a mimic at this point in the game? That's just rude. I can't believe they do that. Make sure I have my good ability active.
I'm finally here. I wonder if I can do this alone.
You're not alone.
What?
Everyone remaining in the castle combined their powers to contact you.
Does that mean they all know that I'm Dracula?
Yes, Arikado told us everything.
Bet they're all afraid of me.
No, not at all. At first we were shocked, but everyone believes you'll get through this. I'm going to send you a message from them now. Listen. You'll have to visit my shop again, won't you? I'll be waiting for you.
Good morning, Soma. I just heard about what happened to you. I told you this before. You are who you are, and you mustn't let him win.
To the man who beat me, don't disappoint me now.
This is your last chance, and ours as well.
I'm counting on you, Dad.
They're all rooting for me.
You can do it, because I believe in you.
Mina. All right, here I go.
It's the power of friendship against chaos. Oh, as a boss. Oh, I'm severely hurt already. This is a I'm just gonna use one hype potion. This is very hard to fight because honestly, it's hard to see what's going on. It's a lot of gray on gray that's moving. And it's hard to tell what's what. Oh, I'm very low on health. Okay, that's 2 down. Ow. Okay, I might equip Succubus just because it does heal you. Or is that it? That cannot be it. Like, there has to be a phase 2. Yeah, okay. What is that thing? I don't know what I'm looking at, and I don't know if I want to know. And again, there's just so much going on. Oh, I can damage the eyeballs in the corner. Ow, I timed that poorly, because I wanted to actually... Oh. Giant tapeworm. Eyeball corner pocket. You know, there are days it feels that way. I've had Mondays like this. Okay, so if one of these green things hits me, it's bad. That's what was draining my health. Ooh, I was doing more damage to the dark center when one of these eyes was defeated. Ow. Oh dear. It's very rude, tapeworm. This is my last potion. I have rotten meat. That takes you to 1 health. This is Boston Streets for H2. Oh my goodness. Ah, I was trying to... Oh, things are not looking good. I don't have a spell here that heals me, do I? Got a magic fire. No. Why would I? That would be helpful. What? What even hit me there? Oh. I think I need to mostly just focus on the core. Why, yes, I will be choosing this boss from here on out. What? I thought I was in the safe zone there. There we go. This bouncing green ball is like gonna be the death of me. Like, not in the game, just like in general. Although these small ones also absorb your health, which is obnoxious. Although Succubus is helping. Being able to leech 5 health off of every hit. It's adding up. Whoa! Do we do it? With only some cheese? We did it! Congratulations to the believers. Hello, Soma. Congratulations. I've got another job that I must attend to, so I have to go now. When I heard that you were Dracula, I was shocked. I was also just waking up, you know. If you think about it, though, everything turned out okay. I'll never forget you and your strength and courage. I haven't thanked you yet for rescuing me, so thanks. You're like a younger brother to me. It's fun, and I hope we meet again. Goodbye. Hey there. Much obliged for your business in my shop. Back at the castle, I realized my true calling. Fighting's not for me. I'll quit the army and open up a shop sometime soon. Promise you'll come. I'll give you a good deal.
You fought well. When we fled the castle, I felt the power of the vampire killer fading away. I don't know what that means, but I won't have to do anything for the time being. Farewell. May we meet again. The path you took was the most challenging one. You did well. For God to be good, evil is an absolute necessity of this world.
No! Wrong! No! No! Absolutely not! No! There is no such thing as necessary evil in a Catholic worldview. License slander game.
In the future, someone may follow again in Dracula's dark footsteps. At that time, perhaps we'll meet again. Farewell. In my mother's name, I send thanks to you.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, Soma! Soma! Thank goodness you woke up.
Heard you folks speak. I was saved by you all again.
Again?
Yes, I could have won the last battle by myself. Everyone's kind words and encouragement led me to victory.
Yes.
Remember, inside me, Dracula's power lies sleeping. It's not evil, but it's definitely changed me.
It's okay. If anything ever happens again, everyone will rush to your aid.
That's right. I guess they will. Look, the eclipse has ended.
Castlevania is heretical confirmed. Well, no, because it's not claiming to be teaching Catholicism. So, like, in that sense, no. Like, that in the strictest sense, no, but it is holding to what we would consider a heretical idea. So, yeah. Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow. Woo! That was fun. I have to pull up what I have next on the schedule here. Oh. Next up on Throwback Thursday is a very different game, but still about exploring a castle, sort of. It's Super Solvers Think. It's an edutainment game. From Windows 95. So I have to get that running. And I do have it running. I've got it to work, but I have to run it in my virtual machine. It's a whole process. And you! Hey, look, there's more characters this time because we did it together. The end. And so now, if you want, you can do a new game plus. I'm going to pop into this save really quickly just to see. Okay, I have done it here. You can see, like, it looks kind of like a person cooking their foot. We just skipped that whole area. I'm pretty sure there's, like, a boss fight in there. Somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway. with that done, we're gonna call it for the day. A little early, but it's that was fun. I love the Castlevania games. They are a blast. Uh, and tough. I should have actually gone and gotten more healing items, but I thought the game would give me an option to take it to teleporter. But nope, it's like, go do the thing. Anyway. Well, thank you so much to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, all that good jazz. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord. I think I forgot to say thank you for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Join us again on Monday for more Kingdom Hearts 3. Tuesday, Keeper. Looking forward to playing that. Wednesday, Midweek Minecraft. And Thursday, Super Solvers Think. So that will be fun. And next Friday, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I'll be on Goff. Mother's Day episode. So it should be a lot of fun. So I think that's everything. So thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits again. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Let's see who's live that we can raid into. Hey yo, Inca is live. Doing some Cobblemon testing. Seeing if her PC can handle it. Let's go raid her. Raid call is Father Raid. Go give Inca some love. She's a fun person. She's on the same Cobblemon server that I'm on. So yeah, I think that's everything. So again, hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Take care. God bless.